This film is dedicated to the singular Scottish artist, Lawrence Angus McConey. Contemplate the brush of an artist who believes that to paint is a spiritual vocation. Not enough attention has been given to Lawrence Angus McConey. This film will redress the balance. It may risk offending the purist, but tries more to evoke the feeling and soul of Lawrence's art, not to be straitjacketed by pedantry and mere factuality. A considerable part of his work examines vehicles. He was obsessed with cars. He describes the experience of driving as a means of trying to remember the future. His driving pictures are mysteries. He states, if you solve a mystery, you also destroy it. His stepfather was a forester. He greatly admired him. What power to create a forest! This passage is made from the sketches called Elongations of a Face, as if asking, do you know what it feels like to be squashed as flat as a line? This is based on his most famous painting. The theme of transportation is the setting for the woman with a basket of flowers. Note the silhouette, a guardian angel, a shadow, a lateral vision. One can speculate. Consider the uncrossed cross in the windows. It was not his easiest painting to accomplish. He worked on it for a year, doing about 70 versions, with color and shape variations, and many sketches. Ultimately, he put the lot in a fire, except for the one from which this is taken. In a letter to the model Sasha, whom he adored, he writes, "You say you live for the moment and never look back. I say, when you get older, you have more memories to ignore. You tell me nothing is important, when I feel many things are important. I say in the simplest form what I feel about you." His devotion to women was very much in evidence. At this period, he became increasingly interested in Cubism. This can be considered as a means of determining a view. Watching and observing become interchangeable. Note the surface tension. It would be up to the onlooker to call upon a response. Inevitable or not, faltering sometimes, but never lessening the aim. You can look out of a window and look into a window also. Surrealism was to Lawrence an ends to a means. He was a dream and a painter of dreams, with a love of nature. This picture is a play with parallel reality. After a heavy rain, I like to listen to the plants drinking. Closely observed plains, a deeply penetrating look into the heavens. He looks to plains in the same manner as one might regard birds. When Lawrence re-met an old friend, he was shocked to see he had gone bald. He immediately returned to his studio to paint this portrait, from memory, as his friend used to be, with orange hair as a young man. This is regarded by many critics as a major turning point in British portraiture. Entitled simply The Clown, about this he writes, "Have you seen a bird with one wing trying to fly? It makes you cry. It cries also." Mother and son absolutely inseparable. A tortured picture, alleged to have resulted from his memory of birth. Clashing lines pitched to the sole aim of communicating. abandonment of illusion. Truth is beauty. Beauty is truth, he quotes. This is the last known portrait he painted. Abruptly, he left Britain for the south of France and lived in this house for 2 important years. A view of desolation from a stationary vehicle, the destination undisclosed. Recognition of a deadline, yet detained on his way by an important side issue. Not meaning any lessening of the resolve, he perceives to the new focus, resisting thinking in terms of expressing regret. The captured colors cry out against the decision to put them in a rectangular prison. There is a lot of ranting and raving as the colors tear apart, like a river flowing from a midpoint in 2 directions. The source of a reaction after an emotional union in the interior. His work at this period was on quite a large scale. Most of these paintings were about 3 meters high and 1 meter wide. He was at his most prolific at this stage. He completed almost 1 painting a week. When asked how long it takes to appreciate a painting, he answered, approximately 1 second. We are now taking him at his word and showing 90 major paintings. 2 years' work in 1.5 minutes. Note the delicate brushwork, the colors inspired by a sense of personal vision. Register the understanding of the problems which are faced, not being stifled. There is a general feeling of comment. The announcement is the search, and the inquiry of these circumstances. He is quoted as saying he acquired his color sense from his observation of the citrus fruits, with the reflections and the shadows they cast on each other, in the execution of his still life work. A theatrical condition which can expedite a conclusion. Lawrence speaks of seeing what is going on without actually realizing what it is he is witnessing. When asked why he did so many abstracts, he answered, "I do few abstracts. They are mostly pictures of home skies." He used often to varnish his paintings and add a little color to the varnish. It gave the paintings an overall color bias. On this one, he covered it with many different colored varnishes, but was never satisfied, cleaning off while they were still wet. Finally, he used no varnish at all. This section is based on 2 major works, one entitled Mystery of the Cross, the other Post-Crucifixion. A religious theme was also to make a strong impact in another painting, entitled The Mystery of the Cross Solved. It was destroyed in a tragic fire in the Arena Art Gallery. By all accounts, a substantial work. Some observers are said to have fainted, so great was the impression. Regrettably, we will not be able to share their experience. In one moment he became older, 1 moment older. We have photographed his last and final drive. As he lay dying, he continued to reflect on his life. All the pictures he had painted, all the things he had seen and done. His time in this life form was galloping away. As he lay his weary face on the cold verge, he thought to himself, if I don't exist, it will be necessary to invent me. There is a picture on which a whole life can be expressed. Still life was very much a speciality of Lawrence. He gave his still life work an emotion that is rare in this tradition, a life force. I see, therefore I am. He misquotes.